Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, I heard the news that Taika Waititi is being given a Star Wars film. And while I acknowledge Taika Waititi is a very good director, the guy has skill. Not going to deny that. Thor Ragnarok was well done. That does not mean he's going to be the right choice for a Star Wars film. You see, Taika Waititi has already threatened Marvel fans because they do not like the idea of his Thor Love and Thunder woke nonsense. And this man has already confirmed that he has no problem pushing the woke narrative. I do not think that Taika Waititi is right for the choice of having a Star Wars film. I will not watch it. I will not watch anything from Taika Waititi that pertains to Star Wars. In fact, I already made the pledge that I'm not going to be paying attention to any future Star Wars product that includes Leslie Headland or Kathleen Kennedy. Not while they, or if they have any say on it, not going to touch it. But back to Taika Waititi. This man literally said, I will ruin your fandom in a minute. When people expressed their concerns over Thor Love and Thunder's identity politics heavy plot synopsis. He also has a God complex. You don't know what you want until we give it to you. That's what he is quoted saying. They don't know what they want until we give it to them. Such ego is unbefitting of something like Star Wars. George Lucas was as humble as they came. And he created 6 great movies, in my opinion. And I think that that is where Disney is lacking, which is in the humility department. To give somebody like Taika Waititi, a man with such ego, something as sacred as Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much I don't want it abused. And it has been radically abused to the point that if it was a person or a child, it would be traumatized. And I think that it is wrong to give somebody like Taika Waititi this or a Star Wars film. He did a good job with The Mandalorian. I will admit that. He did a good job with The Mandalorian episode he directed. I am not going to deny that this man has talent. But when it comes to his overinflated ego, and when it comes to his threats to fandoms, no. Not happening. If I was Bob Chapek, I would look right at this man and I would say, are you going to make a mess of this franchise, or are you going to stay objective and do your job and make something that everyone can like and not just a minority of a minority? You see, folks, I know my thoughts are unpopular among some, and I know that I can be pretty blunt and piss people off with my opinions. But most of the time, it's because I care a great deal about what I'm talking about that I don't want to see it ruined any further, especially pertaining to Star Wars. How you doing, Epime? Star Wars is dead. They might as well give it to a director who is flavor of the month in pop culture. The faster they stick it in the ground, the sooner we can dig up the corpse. Thing is, that's true. you got a great point there, FMA. But I still think that Taika Waititi is not going to be good for Star Wars. How you doing, Happy? It's good to see you. Let's put that up there so everybody can see it. There we go. I mean, I think that like I said, the man has talent. He did good with Thor Ragnarok. It wasn't really my thing, but objectively that movie was good. It had a story that was interesting, albeit a little too comical for my taste and for the taste of the MCU. Now, he has done some other great things. His episode of The Mandalorian, like I said, it was good. But I cannot, in good conscience, sorry about that. I cannot, in good conscience, say that this guy is right for a Star Wars role. Nope. Not a Star Wars role, but a directing role for Star Wars. A theatrical movie, that is. Not when he is quoted saying that he will ruin a person or ruin people's fan base in a minute simply because they disagreed with his outlook on a movie that is part of a universe that is bigger than just him. Not when this man has a God complex that says, you don't know what we want until we give it to you. I'm sorry, but if somebody said something like that to me in front of me, I'd slap them square in the face and say, here's something that you didn't want, but I still gave it to you. Thing is, directors, fans, and we're back. I'm sorry about that, folks. Exactly, Happy. I'll ruin your mythos in a minute, baby. He threatened fans with that. Chat will return. Orange Chat gives Disney. Orange Hat gives Disney a piece of his mind. Exactly. I thought I froze, then I realized the bar was moving at this, and it was him. Yeah, that happens. I'm sorry about that, FMX, but I have poor internet, so if anybody picks up the landline, it will freeze the internet to a point where it just crashes. It's not dial-up, it's actually Wi-Fi, but it's just really shitty Wi-Fi. I just can't see Taika doing well outside of comedy and parody, which is basically brought to Thor with a few nudges to the comics to tide over fans. You're right. Poor internet, laughs in Australian. Yeah, I have poor internet. Believe me, it sucks. Now, the thing is, folks, again, if you're going to have somebody like this, basically, I'm sort of reminded of a line from Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged, except I'm going to paraphrase it and change it up a little bit because it was pertaining to Vegeta about to, or Goku was about to blast Cell with the instant transmission Kamehameha wave. And Trunks from the future says, getting dad flashbacks here, because Vegeta used the final flash on Cell for the first time, nearly killed the planet. I'm basically going to use Trunks' line, but I'm going to change it. Getting Ryan Johnson flashbacks here. I mean, this guy has already admitted he didn't care about Star Wars. And he did it purposely to fuck with people. So yeah. TFS quote, talking my language. Dude, I absolutely love Team 4 Star. And it sucks that they got burnt out with DBZ Abridged. But you know what? They did other stuff, and they're still doing great stuff, too. I was literally watching that moment earlier. Yeah, man. They do great work. Team 4 Star is great. Or that entire series of Dragon Ball Z Abridged is freaking monumental. And they had to go through hell to do it. But it sucks that they got burnt out. And you know what? I'm completely understandable. It sucks that they also lost a shit ton of subscribers, too. I mean, I believe they lost over 1 million subscribers because of them unable to maintain their Dragon Ball Z Abridged. And the sun is like right between the clouds and the horizon right now, and that is why you're seeing the light right there. And it is brilliantly in my eyes right now. You can see the reflection off my glasses. That's the sun, folks. But yeah, I saw the light. But again, folks, back to Taika Waititi. The dude has talent. Jojo Rabbit was a movie that was not quite my cup of tea, but I will admit it was decent for what it was. I am not a big ragging on Nazi kind of person because I don't like the Nazis. I've been accused of being a Nazi simply because I was born in Germany when I was a kid. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I wasn't a very big fan of Jojo Rabbit. But other stuff that Taika Waititi, I actually thought that the Chris Reynolds Green Lantern, I'm going to get raked over the coals for this. I absolutely know I am. I thought the extended edition was pretty dang, or was sorry about that. Again, bad internet. Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars, that's clear as day. Hates classic Star Wars, that's clear as day. Disney won't fire Kathleen until Star Wars is 100% dead, until Kathleen won't allow classic films to have something truly Star Wars. That's why I hope they kill it faster. You know what? I agree with you. I agree with you. They should get rid of the bitch as soon as humanly possible. And I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. No. Maybe yeah. Sorry about that. And F. What's the F for? What'd I do? Was it because I actually thought that the Green Lantern movie in its extended edition was decent? Yes, I acknowledge the flaws. I'm not a comic person, but you know what? I liked it for what it was. I mean, it was interesting, in my opinion. Subjectively. Objectively, yeah, everybody's right. That fucking movie sucks. But, yeah. Oh, F was for freezing. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. Oh, thank God the sun is going down. And we missed your Green Lantern rant entirely due to the freeze. Yes, I know. But yes, because, or like I said, basically, so people can see it because of the freeze. I subjectively liked the Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds movie, especially the extended edition, because I thought it was an interesting take. I liked how they did it. Mark Strong did a very good Sinestro. I wish they had continued it, but unfortunately it didn't go anywhere. And I just got messaged by a very beautiful woman, so hold on one second. But yeah, oops. There we go. Taika Waititi was decent in that movie. I mean, green. I mean, that was a pretty funny line in my opinion. Now, again, to reiterate to anybody who may be coming in again, I didn't mind Ryan as the Lantern. I just wish it had a better villain and gone with Sinestro. Well, they had to explain, it had to be a origin story, so I understand why. I mean, the second movie would have been freaking phenomenal because they set it up. Orange Hat is getting messaged by a pretty yeah. Yes, she is a very beautiful lady. She lives in Washington, and she means the world to me. State, that is, Washington State. So she's also 3,000 miles away. So, yeah. Or more. Anywho, yeah, moving on. Taika Waititi. Again, he does some good stuff, but I cannot, in good conscience, endorse. They didn't have to do an origin film. 1989 Batman wasn't at its greatest superhero film of all time, or wasn't, and it's the greatest super. Yeah, I will. I actually did a review for that yesterday, and I did a live review of Batman Returns today. So if you want, Epime, after you're done, check those out and let me know what you think of those two videos. I do not think my other video, my frickin' rant about humility, even made it onto Facebook yet, or Facebook, my channel yet. And if it does, I'm not even sure if I'm actually going to keep it. Let's see here. Oh, shit. Yes, it did. Fuck. I wholly expect a lot of people to come at me now in the community. Well, to those who pay attention to my channel, if they ever gave a small fry like me a shot. But yeah, I totally expect to be called out now that the video is out. Fuck. Getting back to shit here. It's like getting Harold Ramis to direct a Terminator film. He was a director. I missed your return review because I was watching Batman Forever on Aussie TV. Oh God, that is actually my. I mean, Forever and Batman and Robin are not my favorite Batman movies ever. What video? I did a video yesterday. It was a burnout video. basically explaining why I say stay humble at the end of my videos. And I basically felt I just had to get it off my chest. Because it's better if you just watch it. I really don't want to get into it on this video because it's called a random, the thumbnail says random stream. It's a fairly recent video. It's like 3 or 4 videos back or down the list. Batman and Robin gets too much hate. I grew up with Adam West. I leaned into the cheesiness happily. Thing is, dude, as a kid, I liked the movies. Do not get me wrong. As a kid, I liked those movies, Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. But as an adult with a more analytical eye, plus the autism, they just lack the seriousness of Batman and Batman Returns. I thought that it was a radical misstep to go into into such a direction. I mean, Kilmer was great, but George Clooney, I just could not get into him as Batman. I mean, it was an interesting take. I'll give him that. But George Clooney best in movies that are serious, like frickin' From Dusk Till Dawn. And believe me, I like Adam West Batman too. The pow, boom, punching and all that frickin' cheesy shit. Trust me, I do like the movies for what they are. They're great entertainment. But objectively, those movies are not good. Still cracks me up when Robin says, "Holy rusted metal, Batman. The ground, it's made of metal and it's full of holes." Yeah, I remember that too. That was the cringiest line ever, but it was still a good call out to the old Adam West stuff. I mean, we just saw, or if anybody who watched the CW's Crisis of Infinite Earths, you saw the original Robin from the Adam West Holy Crimson Sky of Death, which was pretty interesting. You also saw Knox from Batman saying, "Big guy, we need you now," or "Where are you, big guy?" I mean, I liked Crisis of Infinite Earths, especially all the call-outs to the original universes that they had. Calling back to Smallville, that was one of my favorite scenes, with Tom Welling and Erica Durance in their Smallville stuff. It was great stuff. But yeah, those movies are great. Now, I think we have covered Taika Waititi and whatnot, so I will do a small ramble on for about maybe 6 or 7 minutes. But basically, yeah, to reiterate, folks, I do not think it is a good idea for Taika Waititi to have a Star Wars movie. Not when he has threatened fans saying that I could ruin your mythos in a minute, baby. Dude, you want to make that threat? Fine, you'll never work in a big franchise, or if it was up to me, you wouldn't have a big franchise ever. Oh yeah, Erica Durance, what a babe. Shing! Exactly, man. Exactly. She's a fucking hot chick. I'd hit it. But I'd also make sure I had consent first. Get over, delicious Riddler, pow, bam, Croom, chump. Nice. But yeah. But yeah. I might sometime get Batman or Return or Forever and Robin. You know what? If I have to, I'll wait for more giveaways from Odin with the codes, and I'll actually just pick those two and then do it again later and get the other one. But yeah. Anyway, folks, I am actually going to start wrapping it up because I got to get a shower and then I got to get to bed because I got to get up really freaking early in the morning. I'm taking a long outing with my mom. We got some stuff that we got to take care of. Anyway, folks, thank you for dropping by Epime or Epime. How do you pronounce that, Epime? Or Epime the Os? How do you pronounce it? That way I can get it right from now on. So yeah, and I do want to thank you, and I do want to thank Happy Dinosaur 8000. You guys are freaking awesome. Epi suits me. All right, like EpiPen. Okay, Epi. I'll call you Epi from now on. But yes, thank you too for coming in, and thank you to the third. Sorry you're catching this at the end. But yeah, don't forget to get the Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. I actually have those, and I actually did a, I believe I did a review on them. If I didn't, I will watch them again and then give my thoughts on it. But yeah, the Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, those were freaking awesome. So yeah, I will talk about that for a little bit. So I'm not going to call it quits just yet. I will actually give my thoughts on those. Peter Weller as Batman and Bruce Wayne was freaking phenomenal, man. I thought he did an excellent Batman, an excellent older Bruce Wayne Batman. It was just, it's like, holy shit. I just never expected Peter Weller to be Batman. And it was actually a very good freaking movie. Or I actually got it for like $6.99 on my digital library as a whole movie, Part 1 and 2 as a whole movie. And if I was to get them separate, I would have been paying like $28 because they were both, or no, $30 because they were both freaking $14.99. So it was basically $30. But yeah, that movie was great. Or Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2 as a whole movie. I thought that they did it was pretty cool that they showed Superman absorbing the life around him. Yep, Robo Batman. That fight was basically Batman v Superman. To be 100% honest, that's basically what it was. And I thought that they did a better job in the cartoon than they did in the movie. I thought Michael Emerson did a great job. Yes, dude. He was a freaking great Joker in that movie. It's like, when I first heard that, I'm like, gosh, why does that voice sound so familiar? Then I'm like, wait, that's Emerson from freaking Person of Interest. Dude, Michael Emerson is a great freaking actor. He does great work. And he also does great voice work. I mean, him as the Joker, it's like, holy crap, man. The cartoon was so much better than the live action movie. Yeah, you're right. Indeed, you are right. But I also still enjoyed Batman v Superman, the extended or the Ultimate Extended Edition, the 3-hour long version, because that actually filled in the plot holes that they left behind with the 2 hour 30-minute version. But I also acknowledge that the movie is heavily flawed. I mean, I don't agree with Odin's movie blog and everything, because I am a Snyder fan. I like the Snyder fan, release the Snyder Cut. But I can still admit if a movie is flawed, but I still enjoy it subjectively. His Joker was so twisted, it was an entire unique but deliciously dark. You are very correct. You are actually very correct. And it was indeed unique and twisted. It's like, I thought I was a psychotic obsession. It was just so freaking nuts, man. That movie is great shit. Superman and Lex was poorly written in BVS. Yes, I will admit, Lex was the biggest problem of that movie. He was. Superman was also poorly written as well. I will admit, he could have been written a little bit better. But yeah. Anyway, folks, now I am going to start wrapping it up. We're at the 30-minute mark. This was not meant to be a long 1 hour, 2 hour stream. I just basically wanted to get the thoughts off of Taika Waititi and why I do not think he's good for Star Wars. But I do want to thank Epi, or Epime, the Aussie, and Happy Dino 8000. So Epi, Happy, thank you both for dropping by and listening to me give my thoughts on this particular subject. And thank you for sticking around to hear my thoughts on, I keep people talking like that. You're welcome. Yeah, you do, dude. You did a good job. And thank you for giving me a little bit to talk about that. Also, if you guys are not busy on Friday night Eastern Standard Time at 9 p.m. here, Epi, I think it's going to be Saturday, maybe around midday for you. I will be doing a versus stream this Friday, Saturday for the Australians, where I discuss a Xenomorph army versus the EU Mandalorians army. And I'm going to have OG Star Wars, Ryan Kennel from RK Outpost, Ambassador, and Darth Nihilus. We're going to be discussing that in detail. We usually go for an hour. And in 2 weeks after that, we are doing the big bads of all big bads in Star Wars. Legends Palpatine versus Darth Vitiate, also known as Tenebrae, also known as Emperor Valkorion. So it's definitely is going to be a very interesting matchup and we might even have Lethal on for that because he said save him a spot. So I'm going to save him a spot and see if he's still able to do it because damn it, it would be good to have him back. He was on my first versus stream of John Wick versus the Accountant. I don't even have to hesitate for that. Well, we are going to have different Xenos species in this fight. It's not just going to be the warriors and the queen. It's going to be Berserker, or it's going to be Crusher, or if you've played Colonial Marines, you know the ones that I'm talking about. You're going to have that one that's kind of like a quadruped Praetorian that charges at you. You're going to have Predalians in it. You're going to have those deformed ones that blow up in a rain of acid. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to have this fight. Anyway, folks, stay tuned for my versus streams. They are a staple of my channel now, and I hope to see as many people as they can or as can be on the chat. You guys are awesome, amazing, and beautiful people. Stay tuned for more content coming to my channel. I do reviews. I don't bullshit. I tell you to you straight, and I give it to you for real. Anyway, folks, thank you to Epi and Happy for tuning in. Tune in for Friday night's versus stream. Xeno Army versus EU Mandalorians, not these pussies from the Disney shit. And if the Mandalorians versus Yachi, it would be a more balanced fight. Thing is, I was actually thinking about going Yacha, but I decided to go Xenos. But yeah, I might actually do Yacha versus a different army later on. But anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. If you get, or Epi, if you want me to, I can forward you the link to that video that I was talking about in DMs on Twitter when I'm done with the stream. All right. So yeah, or check it out. Yes, I think I bumped out a few times on that one, but you'll basically understand who I'm talking about. Oh, you already do. Good. You'll understand who I'm talking about because I do mention specifics, but not the person specifically. Anyway, folks, this has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble. Really?